Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Well, let's check in with Charlie Wysocki. Well, Charlie recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, and of course at the University of Maryland, and they're going to have a great ceremony for you in the fall. But there's some great names in there, and you happen to be one of them. And I'm sure it's a great feeling for you for a lot of accomplishments you had as a Terrapin.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it, being inducted into the Hall of Fame in October of this year, along with Len Bias and some others. It was a long time in the waiting.
Well, a long time it's been, but you're really busy with your life right now. Tell us about some of the things you have going on in your life currently, Charlie. I know you're a busy guy, and you're always seem to be talking to somebody from the University of Maryland, and we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But tell us about some of the things you have working for you right now.
Well, right now, for Northeast Counseling and Nanny Code, I am a certified peer specialist. I just got that training as a certified peer specialist in Pennsylvania this year. I am working with patients who have mental disorders, and I owe everything to the man upstairs. I owe everything to God, and I have a lot of faith.
Well, Charlie, you're really working some things up as far as getting people involved, and a lot of these friends from the University of Maryland, some teammates, have really reached out to you, and they really gave you a warm reception and a warm welcome, and they've been involved the last couple of years with you, trying to make sure they're making a difference in your life, and I'm sure it's the same for you. You're making a difference in their life as well.
Well, Dave Pacella, who was one of my blockers, he came into my life, about 7 years ago. He was trying to get in touch with me for many years, over 26, 25 years, and which he had no clue where I was at. They didn't know if I was dead or not. But he got in touch with me years ago, and he said he wanted to cry when he seen me in a nursing home, and they invited me to a game, down to see a game, because my girlfriend, she took me out of the nursing home, Emma Chief Sims, and she took me out of the nursing home, and we had a chance, another year afterwards, to go down and see Maryland play in a couple games, and that's where it all started. Dave Pacella, he'd seen Dr.Mark Sobel, and he said, "Mark, can we do anything to help Charlie?" He said, "I can't do it by myself," because he had kids at home, which now all his kids are out into college and everything like that, graduating and everything. And, Dr. Sobel and him, they got together, they put their head together, and they came up with, TCC, Taking Care of Charlie. And they're on my management team, my girlfriend's on my management team, and everything has come full circle. And that's why I'm able to do everything that I'm doing. And, a lot of people that gave up on me, they said, well, he needs to be in a nursing home, he needs to be that, he needs to be that. And that's not the case. Only thing we have to do with a lot of people that we know is give them a chance.
Charlie, you mentioned that give it a chance, and you mentioned earlier about the man upstairs, and of course what you profess and what you do, and of course we all deserve something in our lives, and of course you've earned some things and had some great accomplishments when you were younger. And as we head back to some of those younger years, getting through grade school and playing some sports and getting to junior high school, take us through some of those special moments there as you were younger, and some memories that you had when you were younger, and athletics was a big part of your life.
Well, athletics, a lot of people such as, Dino Guerrero, Coach Mickey Gorham, Mickey Gorham, and my parents, the Wysockis, they made it known to me that this could be your way out. This could be a way that you can achieve what you want to achieve in life. And it's all about being positive. I was never a negative person. Never a negative person. Even when I was down on my last leg, I would give the person my shirt off my back. That's just the type of person I was.
Well, Charlie, people talk about you and mention some of those memories that they had in high school and the kind of guy that you were, and how people looked up to you as a role model, and throwing some socks or some arm pads into the stands. That was a big deal, and what people used to come out to see you. And when you take it through the high school level and what it meant to be a Meyers Mohawk, not only did you do it on the football field, but you were a state champion wrestler as well.
Well, some people feel, so I wrestled at Maryland also, and some people feel I was a better wrestler than I was a football player, and I think so too, looking back at it. But my thing was, I love Mickey Gorham, I love Gino Gallo, who was a great ball player also at GAR. I just wanted to be a football player. Coach Gorham gave me the name. Coach Gorham, he gave me the name, TD, Charlie D. Gallo, he gave me the name Bo DeGraff before there was a Bo Jackson. And everybody used to give me nicknames. I used to be a powerful runner, and they just thought I should have a nickname. And at Maryland, they gave me the name CYY, and that name stuck. Charlie Wysocki, CYY, and that stuck.
We're talking with Charlie Wysocki here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. And again, Charlie nominated for the University of Maryland Hall of Fame. Ceremony will be in October. And as Charlie mentioned, some big names on that list, including the late Len Bias. Charlie, as we come full circle at the University of Maryland, you really had some great accomplishments there since the moment you stepped on campus. Tell us about what that whole experience was like, because some great football players you met, and of course, here we are many, many years later. There's some great people you mentioned that are still now got back into your life and are really helping you in different ways. And you mentioned already Dave Pacella is definitely one of them. But take us through some of those fun days you had at the University of Maryland on the field.
Well, we had Randy White, who he wasn't there when I was there. He was with the Dallas Cowboys, and he was so happy when I signed the contract to play with the Dallas Cowboys, because there's nobody else from Maryland with the Dallas Cowboys. And Randy, he was just telling the guys from the Dallas Cowboys how hard, we trained at Maryland and stuff like that, And there was like Boomer Esiason, there was Stan Gelball, there was Frank Wright, the greatest comeback hit ever in the NFL and in the college. And like Steve Atkins, who was a very good friend of mine, which I talked to him just about every night. Dean Richards, wide receiver. Mike Lewis, and then like Larry Webster, he's after me. But you get this camaraderie, like a brotherhood. Whether they play before you or after you, these guys, they love you, and we love each other.
Charlie Wysocki talking about some memories he had at the University of Maryland, and of course some of the people. Charlie, those people that have helped you and done some great stuff for you and continue to do that, and they have a vision for you and what they want to do to try to make sure that things are going well. And they produced a small little video that is so powerful when you went back to the University of Maryland, and it was a great time, and you get to hear you speak in front of some of the alum there and some of your teammates. A special time, I'm sure, for you.
Oh, it was a special time. Coach Randy Etzel, he donated like $7,000 towards me. To get my implants, to get my teeth implants, this fall. like a year going, I had to make sure that my sugar diabetes was down and to a certain level before I got the implants put in, not the implants, but before I got the bridge put under my gum, and that has to heal, and it's in the process of healing right now. It's going to take like another 7 months for that to heal, and then in October is going to be the ceremony, but then November is when I get my implants put in, and that's implants like $40,000, and like all these big time alumnus, big time alumnus have major corporations. They donated money, like big money and stuff like that. So everybody's looking out for Charlie, Everybody's looking out for Charlie, and I just want to be able to give back to my high school, and I also want to give back to my to the University of Maryland. And the way I can do to give back to the University of Maryland is I want to try to get great ball players to come to the University of Maryland, so they don't go off to Florida State or all these major schools like Penn State, and everywhere. I want to get them to come to Maryland.
Charlie Wysocki joining us here on the John Mendola Show as we take Charlie through and hear about some of the things that have happened in his life and where he's at right now. And Charlie, we get to a point where we say, hey, life's challenges, we all have them. What are some of the positives that you're grateful for? Because you've been a lot of different places and some major challenges in your life. Where are you right now? Tell us about some of those positive experiences you have and what your outlook is going forward here.
Well, see, I have been in some bad places. People say, you've been in hell. I haven't been in hell yet. I hope I don't go to hell. But I'm just saying that, I look at everything that was a negative and I turn it into a positive. I'm not a negative person. I know God doesn't want me to be a negative person because the people around me, I want all the people around me to say, man, everything this guy has been through, and if I get down a little bit, he can turn me into, having a good time or showing me, something like that in that terms. Good things that happen to me. Like I said, I am a certified period specialist in Pennsylvania. I ran into Dr. Sobel. He's done with me. David Schultz done with me. Emma Q. Sims, she's done with me. Pastor Adam McGahee, he is my marketing analyst, and also another friend of mine who just got in touch with me, Tony Larry Oni. He was from Valley View High School. He was an all-star in 3 sports. He was all Victorians of the whole school at the University of Maryland. He went to Maryland the same time I did. So I got a lot of people that are willing to help me and set things straight. Because if I don't know how to run it, they do.
Well, Charlie, you surrounded yourself with some great people, and you and I have had some nice conversations off the air. And, of course, we're all rooting for you here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Charlie Wysocki, trying to make a difference in his community and some positives. He's always working towards more positives and some great things coming your way. Charlie, we appreciate your time. And if people want to check you out on your website, tell us what the website is, Charlie.
www.charliewysocki.com. Everything together. www.charliewysocki.com.
Well, you can check it out. And again, Charlie Wysocki will be honored at the University of Maryland this fall. And again, his team has put together some great stuff for him, trying to help him through some of the challenges he's been through. And, of course, the bipolar disorder. And, again, a peer specialist in the state of Pennsylvania is Charlie. We thank you for
certified. And don't forget that. Certified. I'm just not a peer specialist. I'm a certified peer specialist.
You got it, Charlie. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time and look forward to seeing that ceremony on TV when October rolls around.
Okay, thank you.
Charlie Wysocki on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.